The United States is a nation of contradictions. Example, we provide and maintain public beaches so anybody can go there and enjoy them when they want to.
Okay, buddy. Come on, let's go.
What? Officer,
Come on.
I don't understand.
Let's go.
Look, if it's against the law to sleep on the beach, I'll just move on.
Yeah, to another beach. Now look, pal, you don't have a dime, but tonight you'll get a hot meal and a warm bed. Tomorrow you'll be back on the street again after we run a make on you. We're really doing you a favor. Now give me a break and quit copping a plea.
But if you happen to fall asleep on one, you get arrested as a vagrant. This cop knows nothing about David. Everything is assumption. And by the way, nothing has changed since 1978. It's still pretty much illegal to be poor and homeless. There's another man in the paddy wagon.
All right, in you go, pal.
Montas en el camión, rápido.
God, you're alive. I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Fascists. They're all over the place.
Fascists?
Franco's pigs, they wiped out the entire village.
What he's seeing are scenes from the Spanish Civil War, which raged from 1936 to 1939. A famous American writer was a newspaper correspondent who covered the war beginning in 1938. He also underwent electroconvulsive therapy. Friends, Romans, and countrymen, for one night only right here in this police wagon, I give you Ernest Hemingway. David is his friend and compatriot Ramon. David didn't remember that until just now.
I won't let them send me back.
Back where?
That room, I won't allow it to happen again.
Allow what to happen?
The treatments. Electrodes attached here. Throw a switch in 170 volts, smashing through my brain.
Shock treatments.
Torture. Tried to kill me so they could be together, and they thought they'd finish me. I got away.
Who are we talking about?
My wife and my doctor.
David's face pretty well says, oh, good grief, what did I step in now?
I'll never ride again. And I'm gonna kill him. They'll pay for what they done to me. They put me there, and I swear I'll kill him.
The shirt explains all of it. He's an escaped mental patient.
What is it? Can you describe what you're feeling?
The editing in these flashback scenes is beyond superb. The music is suitably creepy. And veteran character actor James Wainwright is going to give us a performance for the ages. The constant stream of S-level talent that passed through this show is one of the reasons it was so popular. David is getting worried.
Officer! Officer! Traitor. Lousy fascist traitor!
He starts rambling about how everyone will remember Papa Hemingway and nobody will remember Ramon.
Hemingway. I see. It's all right. I understand.
You understand nothing!
No, don't, please.
Bad idea, Mr. Hemingway. I think he's finding that out. as the Hulk, he seems to understand that this guy isn't responsible for his actions. The actual offending party is the vehicle. Vengeance achieved. In the confusion, both he and Hemingway escape.
Next time you tag along, be more careful, or I'll send you home smelling like a beer barrel.
My dad would ground me for a month. I didn't even drink any.
Yeah, that's because you spilt it all on my lap. Oh, wow. What's wrong?
Oh, man.
I have some good life advice for that second kid. If the people around you are running like rabbits, don't ask questions, just join them. He's going to have an interesting time explaining where his clothes went when he gets home. Because even if he comes back for them later, it's questionable what condition they'll be in. With his wrath spent, he sits down and changes back to David.
Well, what did the officer see?
Well, according to the report, a 7 to 8 foot green man.
Are you kidding?
What? A 7 to 8 foot green man. We ran blood alcohol tests on both the officers and they were negative.
Does that mean that you believe them?
It means that this force has been doing double duty since the tax cut back and we're all very tired. As far as believing them, they've both agreed to take lie detector tests.
And they'll pass. You can bet on it.
He explains that there is a man out there who physically changes into the Hulk. He happened to be the guy your officers picked up.
Now this, Tom Wallace was a local man, escaped from the state hospital, right?
Right.
How sick was he?
What was he in for?
I don't know. You'd have to talk to his family about that.
And the vagrant?
He gave his name as David Barron. It's probably phony. He had no money, no ID. A transient.
This David Barron, what did he look like? Any identifying marks?
No, I didn't bring him in. Just as I told you, he's a vagrant. You see one, you've seen them all.
Even the ones that grow a foot and a half and turn green. Just another vagrant. Tom Wallace is walking along, watching the people go by and occasionally hallucinating. He has to know something is seriously wrong with him. But in spite of everything, he's reached the Stanford Arms that he told David about.
Okay, I'm coming. Hey, Papa, how you feeling?
Hello, Robert. How are you?
Oh, you feeling all right?
Nothing's changed. There's books everywhere. There won't be any room for you, Robert, if you don't watch out.
There'll always be room for me and the books, Papa.
I'm not even going to try to do one of my mini profiles of Sherman Hemsley. There's just too much to cover. He's an American icon. At this time, he was at the top of his game on The Jeffersons, which was a spin-off from All in the Family. His in-your-face style of delivery kept audiences laughing for 11 seasons. Today, we're going to see that he can play a serious role just as effectively. The first thing Tom needs is different clothes that don't say State Hospital. He sends Robert to buy some, then sits down at his typewriter and begins writing The Snows of Kilimanjaro. Too bad there's nobody around to tell him he already did. David is remembering what he said in the police wagon about killing his wife and doctor. He needs to warn them. The stage is set. David is out of view and Jack just arrived. Let the games begin. Kay Wallace is hiding from reporters.
Who are you?
I was with your husband when he escaped.
Where is he? Is he all right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. That's why I wanted to see you. I thought perhaps you might tell me where he's going, where he might go.
Why are you looking for him?
Because I'm very concerned for his safety and welfare.
Come in.
It doesn't occur to her that a reporter might say that to get a foot in the door. But people trust David, and he just wants to know more about Tom. He also wants to let her know what Tom said.
Tom's been sick. He's not himself.
I understand that. But I don't want to frighten you. But I think he wants to hurt you.
Tom would never hurt me. His doctor said he couldn't hurt anyone.
I saw him, and I heard him, and he was very threatening.
It's the hallucinations.
Maybe so, but if he acts on those hallucinations, it could be hazardous to your health.
I think potentially he is a very violent man.
Excuse me. Who is it?
Mrs. Wallace?
If you're from a newspaper, I can't talk to you.
Mrs. Wallace, this is sort of important. I think you'll find it of interest.
Are you a reporter?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm Jack McGee.
Your name should be Pushy McShovelot. You don't open the door uninvited, Jack. Kay returns to find David gone.
Hello?
Dr. Robert Stanley.
Yes? The service said that this was a police emergency.
Yes, that's correct. My name is Dr. Johns. I'm working with the Ocean Palisades Police Department on the Tom Wallace case.
Oh, yes, doctor. How can I be of service?
Well, Doctor, we're working up a psychological profile on Mr. Wallace to try to predict, what he might do, where he might go.
Well, I'm afraid we just began to run our tests when he left the hospital.
They didn't even have time to work up a full diagnosis, much less start treatment. That seems important.
There's nothing definite. Strong delusions, paranoia, possible schizophrenia, but nothing conclusive.
What about electroshock treatments?
Shock treatments? No, of course not. We wouldn't really be able to do that unless we were absolutely sure it was necessary.
He never underwent electroconvulsive therapy. Really, for the disorder he's presenting with, it's not considered a treatment. ECT was only used for a narrow range of mental illnesses by this time. According to the Mayo Clinic, it's much safer today than it was in the early days, mainly because they put the patient under general anesthesia so they don't remember anything. That's been the common practice since the 1960s. I couldn't find any sources that narrowed it down any more than that. Before that, it was common to see broken bones from the convulsions. Somebody figured out that that wasn't a good thing. Medicine marches on.
Doctor, under stressful conditions, he could be considered violent. Now, in your opinion, do you think that he's capable of committing murder?
Well, doctor...
Please deposit 25 cents for the next 3 minutes.
And there goes that scam. At least he found out a few things.
I've been doing some thinking, Robert. Heavy thinking. Cold, logical thought.
About the book, right, Papa?
About Kay. Dr. Stanley. About what they tried to do to me.
Oh, come on, Papa. Why would they want to hurt you?
So they could be together. So they could continue their cheap, fair.
Nothing like that was happening, of course, but I wouldn't bet the farm on being able to tell him that.
But you don't know that for sure. Oh, I know, Robert. I know. What are you gonna do with that?
He starts talking as though he's going on a safari and Robert is his gun bearer. It leaves you wondering how far Robert is willing to let this go. David tries to warn the police, but all they want to do is trace the call and try to capture him. Not helping. Tom is watching her, but his mind keeps seeing a nurse in Madrid mixed with flashes from the shock treatment. And that. Once you've seen the Hulk up close, it kind of stays with you.
I can't turn him in. He's my friend.
Well, if you are his friend, then you will tell the police.
Gentlemen. Ramon, good to have you back. The Land Rover's ready and gears packed. Time to get moving, huh? Come on, we can start the safari.
While he's shooting Skeet, he explains that the shock therapy burned his writing out of him. All the talent, everything is gone.
Tom, suppose it wasn't true. Suppose you didn't have shock treatments.
Oh, I know what happened. I was there. Me, not you.
The brain is a marvelous instrument. But sometimes to protect us, it can throw up a wall.
Suddenly, Tom is seeing a bull elephant charging. At a point, it vanishes and the Hulk appears. He manages to shoot the window out of the car.
My God! It's happened.
Tom, the elephants are a reality. The green creature is a reality, but not here. No, not now.
The car runs on gasoline, not elephant.
Ernest Hemingway did have shock treatments. Tom Wallace did not.
My wife and my doctor. They're together now.
The sudden shifts could make you dizzy. Maybe that's why Robert isn't doing anything. Hemingway is rumored to have had up to 15 treatments at the Mayo Clinic in 1960. It's more or less accepted as fact, but I couldn't find any solid documentation about it. I'm not sure if he told someone about it and that's how it spread or what. But I also don't see any good reason to doubt it.
Tom!
No, Ramon. I can't trust you anymore.
At least he's not trying to choke him this time. Maybe he remembers what happened last time he did.
Hope he's all right.
You know where he's going?
No.
Well, his Hemingway hallucinations and his delusions about his wife and the doctor finally come together. Now, you can't protect him because your friend Tom doesn't exist anymore.
He's just working through one of his stories.
No, he's on his way to commit murder. Now, you have to tell me where he's going. I have to get there before he does.
Can't. He'll be all right.
You don't even believe that, Robert. I get the conflict inside him. He believes Tom about the shock treatments and stuff, and he's not willing to be the instrument that sends him back to that.
You know how Ernest Hemingway died. He put a gun in his mouth, and he pulled the trigger.
Now you've got to tell me where he's going.
He's not Ernest Hemingway, and he didn't have any shock treatments, and his wife and his doctor aren't fooling around. They committed him because he started detaching from reality. Kay said he always wanted to be a writer. He quit his job to write full-time, and suddenly he was Hemingway. I can't believe nobody's asking the obvious question about such a sudden change of personality.
I was afraid I wouldn't get here in time. Tom's on his way over to kill both of you. You've got to leave before he gets here.
Too late, Ramon. I told you they'd be together. You were wrong, Ramon. Dead wrong.
They're together because the note he left in that book said to meet him here at the doctor's boat. He may or may not remember that.
Nobody moves. Nobody talks.
Robert finally called them. He's with them, by the way.
Tom Wallace, this is Deputy Chief Harry Simon. Do you hear me?
Sure. I hear. Yo comprendo.
His mind can't keep the images straight. He keeps getting the shock therapy flashes coupled with images from the past day or so, along with incomprehensible things. He goes upstairs to get a better look.
He's showing all the symptoms of a paranoid schizophrenic.
But the headaches seem real, and they're getting worse. Couldn't the symptoms, all of them, the hallucinations, the temple pressure?
Couldn't that be evidence of physiological disorder?
Tumor, yes.
None of this matters. What's important now is that we get him out of here.
I said be quiet, and I meant it.
Thank you. A friend of my daughter's once started having the same symptoms. He and his partner weren't sure what to do because the usual over-the-counter medications weren't helping his pain. When they described what was happening, my daughter said, "Get to a doctor now. I'll bet you have a brain tumor." She was right. It was all set to kill him at 20 years old. Know the symptoms, my friends, and don't hesitate, especially if you think you're a famous dead writer. And Kay is half right. The task is to get everybody out of there.
All right, everybody. We've had it down here. Get topside with the rest of the crew. I'll keep her afloat as long as I can. Come on, let's go. Let's move now. Come on.
I'm not leaving.
No!
He's letting them go, but David, Ramon, whoever he is going to stay with him. Tom doesn't need to know why.
I wanted to kill them, but I couldn't.
Tom, that's a good sign, a sign that you can be helped. You're not a murderer, Tom. If you give yourself up, you get the kind of treatment that you really need.
He says, but if you go up there with that in your hand, they'll shoot you. Do you understand that?
I don't think so. I've still got one hostage left.
Okay, we're okay to the range.
No, Tom.
Hold on, can you wrap his face with gauze first?
Shut up.
Someone's coming.
Tom, don't make me do this.
That didn't make sense. If someone is coming out, you hold fire until you see who it is and what they're doing. For all they know, those two just jumped over the side and they tear-gassed a bunch of furniture. Tom is unconscious. David isn't. As the series progresses, the changes happen faster because we know what's happening and we only need to see a little bit.
I don't believe it.
Jack tried to tell him the guy with Tom turns into the Hulk. We saw the treatment he got for sharing the information.
Tom!
Don't kill it!
I'll get him. Don't! Get him out of here.
I think Jack and the Hulk are even, and this police force needs to be fired and start over. They have no idea what he is or even if he's hostile. His terrible deed is rescuing Tom from the gas, but they'll go ahead and kill it anyway. What the frickety-frack kind of police work is that? And the guy with the megaphone is a deputy chief. As efficient as he's been through this whole thing, I'm going to say he's a political appointment. I think that other guy is just trigger happy. However they became the new Keystone Cops, the Hulk dives off the pier and disappears. After he gives them a nice little boat to follow him in. For them it's a rowboat, for him it's a throwboat. Same thing, only different.
The man who escaped with Tom, the one that the police are still searching for, seems to have actually known what he was talking about. It was a benign tumor. Amazing.
Yes.
If Jack was a little more on the ball, he might deduce that the man is or was a doctor. He doesn't care. He's finally going to find out what this guy looks like.
And he was very dark, black hair.
I'll see you later.
See you, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Wait a minute. Black hair. You sure about that?
He was a big bone man, with thick eyebrows, real thick.
No, that's wrong. It's all wrong. Listen, Tom, I know this man well enough to know you're not even close with that description.
Mr. McGee, I'm recuperating from brain surgery. Everything is still a little cloudy.
That means Jack isn't going to get anything useful about the man who saved Tom's life, because apparently it turns out he looks like a cloud. No wonder Jack has so much trouble tracking him down.